Hello children, we are in the second chapter, Is Matter Around Us Pure? Okay. In the previous video, we learned about properties of mixtures and compound. We even learned about two terms, that is solute and solvent. So what is solute? Solute is a substance which is dissolved in liquid to form a solution. And solvent is a liquid in which the solute is dissolved to form a solution. Okay. Now in this video we will learn about solutions and suspension and their properties. Okay. So let's start. Now before starting with solution, we should know, we will learn something new today. Okay. Now, if you are in a dark room and you open a small window, okay, you can see the path taken by the light rays. Okay, so now what is happening over here? We know that air contains tiny dust particles. Okay, now as the sun's rays strikes these dust particles, the light rays scatter. Okay, again I'll say, air contains tiny dust particles. Okay, as the sun's rays strike the dust particles, the light rays scatter. Now as they scatter, they take a wider area. So as they take a wider area, the path taken by the light ray becomes visible, and that is what you see. Okay, and this effect, the scattering of light, is called as Tyndall effect. So Tyndall effect is scattering of light by the particles present in its path is called Tyndall effect. Okay, so what is that? We know that there are tiny dust particles in the air. Okay, as a sun's ray, as it strikes the dust particles, the light rays scatter. So as the light rays scatter, what happens? They will take a wider area, and as they take a wider area, the path of the light rays, okay, the path taken by the light ray becomes visible. Okay, and this effect is called as Tyndall effect. Clear? Now this Tyndall effect we will use to study. It will be a part while studying the properties of solution, suspension and colloid. So let us start with solutions. Now solutions are also called true solution. We'll find out why. First of all, what is solution? Solution is a mixture. Okay, it is a homogeneous mixture of two or more substances. Homogeneous means it looks same throughout. Now why do we call it as a true solution? Okay, the particles, okay, that is the solute and the solvent, they mix so well with each other that we cannot distinguish one from the other. For that reason we call them as true solution. Say if I have sugar solution, so for that I will take sugar and water. Okay, so sugar and water, they mix so well with each other that we cannot distinguish sugar from water. Okay, so solutions are also called as true solution. Some of the common examples of solution are seawater, lemonade, vinegar, air, brass, soft drinks, copper sulfate solution, etc. Now, the substances which dissolve in water completely are called soluble in water. Okay, substances which mix completely with the water, they are called as soluble in water. Example like sugar. it will completely mix in water. Then salt, copper sulfate solution. Okay, now an important point to remember, only soluble substances form true solution. Okay, the substances that are soluble, they will completely mix with each other. Only those substances will form solution. Okay, so now let us start with the properties. Now over here we have sugar solution. The first property of solution is it is a homogeneous mixture. Homogeneous means it looks same throughout. It has a uniform composition. So if you take sugar solution from the top or from the bottom part, both will taste equally sweet. Second property, the size of the solute particle is extremely small. It is less than 1 nanometer. So when I say 1 nanometer, it means 10 raised to minus 9 meter. So imagine they are very, very, very small. Okay, they are so small. Can you see the solute particles? No, they are very small. They are so small that we cannot see them even with a microscope. Okay, so the solute particles cannot be seen even with a microscope. The solute particles cannot be separated by filtration. So if I filter sugar solution, what will happen? It will pass through the filter paper and we will not get any residue on the filter paper. It means I cannot separate the solute from the solvent by filtration. The next property, solutions are very stable. Now when I say stable, okay, what do you mean by stable? If you keep sugar solution undisturbed for some time, do you think the sugar particles will settle down? No, they will not settle down. And hence we say that solutions are stable. Okay, when the solute particles, when they do not settle down, we say that the solutions are stable. Okay. Solution does not scatter light. Now if you place a torch near a solution, beam of light, you cannot see a beam of light inside the solution. Okay, the path of light is not visible inside the solution. Okay, you can see in the picture, when you place a torch near the solution, the path of light or beam of light is not seen inside the solution. Why? Because the particles are very, very small. They are so small that they cannot reflect the light falling on them. Because of that, the path is not seen in the solution. So I can say that solutions, they do not scatter light. Or even we can say that solution, it does not show Tyndall effect. Okay, I hope you have understood properties of solution. So let's take a quick recap. The first property, it is a homogeneous mixture. The size of solute particles is very small. It is so small that we cannot see it even with the help of a microscope. Then the solute particles cannot be separated by filtration. Solutions are very stable. It means if you keep solution undisturbed for some time, the solute particles will not settle down. And the last property, solution, they do not show Tyndall effect or they do not scatter light. Why? Because the size of the particle is very, very small. It is so small that they cannot reflect the light rays falling on them. Okay. Now this was solution. Now we usually, when I say solution, we feel that solution is formed by mixing solid in liquid. In fact, majority of the solutions are formed by mixing solid in liquid. But apart from that, even we have solutions that are made from liquid mixed in liquid, gas in gas, solid in liquid. Okay, so let us learn some different types of solution. The first one is solution of a solid in a solid. So in this, both the solute and solvent are solid. Example, brass. We know brass is made up of two metals, copper and zinc. Another, solution of solid in a liquid. Very common, sugar solution, salt solution. So in this, sugar is dissolved in water. Then solution of liquid in liquid, that is vinegar. Vinegar is acetic acid in water. Solution of gas in liquid, soda water. Okay, that is carbon dioxide mixed in water. Solution of a gas in a gas, that is air. Okay, we know air. Solution of gas in gas, that is in air. Air is made up of different types of gases. So we have solute and solvent. Now can you tell me in air which gases will be solute and which will be solvent? Like we already learned, solute, we can say that solute are those substances which are present in lesser amount, and solvent are those substances which are present in greater amount. So in air, we know that nitrogen is present in greater amount. So nitrogen is the solvent. And other gases like oxygen, carbon dioxide, argon, water vapor, they all are solute. Okay? So you can say that oxygen, carbon dioxide, water vapor, they are mixed in nitrogen. Now let us start with suspension. Now what are suspensions? Suspensions are heterogeneous mixtures, and in this the particles, the small particles of solute are spread throughout a liquid without dissolving in it. Okay, so suspensions, in this the solute particles, they remain suspended in the liquid and they do not dissolve, they do not mix with each other completely. Some common example is chalk water, muddy water, sand and water. So you can find that if you take chalk and water, you find that the chalk particles, it will remain suspended in the water. It will not dissolve in water. Now, substances which are insoluble in water form suspension. Okay, it means the solute, okay, the substances which which are insoluble in water, they form suspension. And in solution, what we have learned, the substances which are soluble in water forms solution. Okay, we'll start with the properties. The first property will be what? It is a heterogeneous mixture. Okay, can see it is a heterogeneous mixture because the composition is not same throughout. It does not have a uniform composition. The size of solute particle is quite large and can be seen by naked eye. Okay, in this we can see the size of solute particle. They are not small. In solution, the size of particle was very small. We cannot see it even with the help of a microscope. And in suspension, the size of solute particle is large, is quite large, which we can see with naked eye. The solute particles can be separated by filtration. So if I filter chalk water, okay, if I filter chalk water, what will happen? you will get a clear solution at the bottom, and the chalk particles will be left as residue on the filter paper. Okay, so I can separate the solute from solvent. I will get chalk particles in water separately. The next property, suspensions are unstable. It means what? If I keep the chalk water undisturbed for some time, what will happen? The chalk particles will settle down, and hence we say that solutions are unstable. A suspension scatters a beam of light. Okay. Now when you place a torch near a suspension, you can see a beam of light inside the suspension. You can see this beam of light inside the suspension. Now in this photo you can see there are two glasses. So when I place a torch, you can see that in the first glass you cannot see the beam of light. So that is solution. And in this second glass you can see the beam of light. That is suspension. Okay. So I can say that suspension shows Tyndall effect. Why? Because the size of particles are quite large. So they can reflect the light rays falling on them. Okay. So let us take a quick recap. Properties of suspension. The first property is it is a heterogeneous mixture. Second one, the size of solute particles are quite large. It means we can see them with our naked eyes. Okay. The third property, the solute particles can be separated by filtration. Suspensions are unstable. It means when you keep suspension undisturbed for some time, the chalk particles will settle down. And suspension shows Tyndall effect. It means when you place a torch, you can see the beam of light inside the suspension. Why? Because the size of the particle, they are large and they can reflect the light rays falling on them. Okay. I hope you have understood, children, what we have learned today. Thank you.